Hey everyone, I've been thinking about my perfect barbecue for a long time, and I just finished making my first prototype of it. I wanted it to have all the normal features that I love in a grill, but I also wanted to add a couple really important and useful features that I've never seen in a commercial grill before. I also wanted to build a grill that would last for years and years, like something that would survive an apocalypse. So I'll just jump in and give you a tour of it, and if you like it as much as I do, stick around to the end where I'll go over some planned improvements for version 2 to make it even better. And I'll talk about how I might try to start making them to sell in case you're interested. So to start with, for me, a barbecue has to be charcoal. I'm not trying to talk down any of the other fuels that people love, but I love charcoal for how much distinct flavor it adds to the food, for its high heat potential, and for its versatility to be able to sear something really hot and fast, or to be able to cook something low and slow, or even smoke it. I also make my own charcoal, and it feels really awesome to grill my food on charcoal that I made myself. I'll link a video down below of a charcoal retort I made recently in case you want to check that out. The first feature I want to show, and I've been dreaming of this one for years, is a grate that can really easily be lowered and raised. This is super helpful to really dial in the heat that your food is getting. I can drop it right down to get a nice sear and then raise it up in an instant. Or I can micro adjust the height as the food cooks or the coals die down. One really cool thing is that you can really quickly micro adjust how high the food is off the coals. So if it starts to get a little too hot, it's super easy to just move it around. So if you get a flare up, you can really quickly just raise the height and take it away from the excess heat. I've seen Argentine style grills that can raise and lower the grate, but they have a suspension system that hangs from above, so it prohibits having a lid, which to me is a requirement for things like smoking. So my system is built to raise and lower from below, so it doesn't get in the way of having the lid. Next, it has an adjustable front panel. I can raise and lower this, which is really handy. First off, it blocks the heat from hitting me, which can be really uncomfortable when you're standing in front of the grill for a really long time, especially in the summer heat. I can lower it all the way down when I'm tending the coals down below, and then raise it back up to block the heat. I can also match the grate to the top of the lid, so I can easily access all of the food, but I'm blocking as much heat as possible from myself. It also keeps all the heat inside the grill focused upward toward the food instead of losing it out toward the front. And then I can also raise it all the way up when I want to close the lid to either keep the heat in or for smoking. And then lastly, I didn't really plan for this one, but it worked out really well. I can drop the front grate and then still use it with the closed lid. So I can still see the food and tend it a little bit, but keep a lot of the heat trapped inside. Now, one of the downsides to cooking with charcoal is how long it takes to get the coals going in the first place so that you're up and running, and this was a big problem I wanted to solve. So the offset smoker doubles as a charcoal starting area. It has a custom charcoal starting chimney that sits right inside the smoking box and lines up with a fan system that can get the coals ripping hot in about a minute and a half. And I'll just put some paper down in here and light it. Now I'll just flip on the fan. The fan speed is adjustable, so you can dial in how intense you want it to be, but when it's on full, this thing is crazy hot. It's basically a charcoal forge. It can also be run off a rechargeable fan for off-grid scenarios or a plug-in fan for when you have access to power. Okay, the charcoal's about ready to go, and it's been maybe a minute and a half tops. Next is the offset smoker itself. This is a pretty standard offset smoker, except you have the fan system, so when getting it started, or if you let it die down a little bit too low, you can kick on the fan and get it going really quickly. There's a thermometer here on the firebox, so you can try to dial in the smoking temperature, and then the lid also has 2 thermometers, so you can make sure the food is getting the right amount of heat. And the grill height can also be adjusted while you're smoking. So you might want to lower it all the way down when you're smoking something with a delicate flavor like fish. You could go all the way up when you're doing something with a more robust flavor like beef or lamb, and you might go somewhere right in the middle for poultry. Okay, I'm about an hour and a half into the smoking, and it's working out way better than I expected. I'm actually using it a little bit differently than I expected. I thought that I would just use the fan to get the whole system going, but I've actually left that on and I've got it dialed right down really low, and I'm sitting right at 220 degrees, and there's basically no variation at all. I'm adding a little bit of charcoal every 20-30 minutes, and the whole thing is just chilling nice and slow. It's a bit dark now, but I think it's done, and it looks really good. And the last one is my favorite. It's gotta have a rotisserie. Nothing beats the flavor of something that's been turning slowly over hot coals for hours. For flavor, juiciness, even cooking, and just taking the meat to the next level, a rotisserie brings so much to the table. I tested it with 2 ducks here, and it was absolutely amazing. There's a few other aspects that I really like. One is that it has a set of 4 small grills that fit easily into a dishwasher, so cleaning is super easy. It's built out of really thick steel, so the whole thing is really solid and sturdy. And the bottom is lined with fire brick, which will prevent the bottom from burning out, but it'll also help absorb heat and distribute it more evenly while cooking. So overall, I'm really happy with it, and I've tested out all the different aspects, and they work great, and the food was delicious. But there's always room for improvement, so here's a few things that I'm already planning to add to version 2. I think I'll try to add a thermostat-controlled air regulator to the smoking box so I can pick a temp, set it, and forget it. I'll make a small adjustment so the lid can fully close while using the rotisserie. It's probably not actually something I'd use very often, but just in terms of being as versatile as possible, I think I'll add that in. And then any final version would either upgrade to stainless steel or a high temp powder coating, because I really want these things to last forever. I'll also probably add some work tables, at least one on this side and maybe one over there. I don't usually use the side work tables because they're usually pretty small, and I just put a fold-up table right next to my grill, but they can be pretty handy to have. And then the bottom down here will either have a shelf or a fully enclosed storage cabinet. So that's it. And if you like the look of it and think you might be interested in buying one down the line, you can click the link down below in the description. You'll be able to add your email address to a list, and I'll keep you updated on that whole process. If enough people sign up for that, I'll be able to take it to the next step and actually start finalizing a design and looking into taking it to manufacturing. Also, I don't want anyone to get sticker shock when I'm able to price it, so keep in mind this is a premium grill built like a tank in the US and the UK, and it'll be priced accordingly. So hopefully you enjoyed the video as much as I did making it and using it. And please remember that likes and subscribes really help the channel grow. I'd love to see your comments, or if you have any other suggestions on how I can improve it even further. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.